So just using my iPhone, I was able to create this creative, edit it on CapCut, that generated me over 23K profit in just the past 30 days. And I even spent 30K in ad spend, and it was just on Meta. Now, it had not so great metrics. As you can see, the outbound CTR was just 0.6% and the CPC was $1. But at the end of the day, that's not what matters. What matters is that I put in my pocket $23K in just 30 days. And if you take a broader look, it's not just this creative. Like my account just on this store spent over $224,000 on Meta this year alone. And I was able to generate this with a pretty simple ad strategy. So when you go on Meta, you create a campaign and then you have two different options. You can have like a CBO and you can have an ABO. The ABO, which is the one I use to test, is where you choose the ad set budget individually. So each ad set is going to spend a set amount per day. And what I do is each of my ad sets is supposed to test one different angle for the product or the niche I'm focused on. So each ad set is going to test a certain angle, and within the ad set group, you have several ads. And what I like to do is I like to test different hooks to really try and see which one of them grabs the viewer's attention and where they stick to watch throughout the video. And for this, you can use the metric on Facebook on these columns. You can use the metric of the 3-second reproduction, which is pretty good to really test it out. So if my campaign is pretty simple, how was I able to generate these sort of results? And that's because Facebook's pixel is designed to make you money. Because when you make money, Facebook also makes money. And that's why I don't like to really reinvent the wheel when it comes to ad creations in terms of ad campaigns. What I like to do is I like to focus on what I can actually change. And that is the creative and the angles. Now, my creatives aren't engaging to everyone. They sell exactly to my target audience, or my ICP, which is my interest customer persona, my important customer persona, yeah. So that's why my hooks really differentiate between the people that actually will need and want my product and everyone else. So my hooks make sure only my ICP watch the video. They are emotional. I want to grab attention viewers by the neck, and I want to make them watch the rest of my ads, and they call out the problem immediately. So attention span nowadays is so low, is so little. People can only watch an ad for a couple seconds. And so if you really are not specific to what you're going to solve, you're not going to get the attention viewer, and they ultimately won't buy from you. Now, another really important thing I do in this store is the quality of customers. I'd rather have 10 customers that spend $100 each rather than having 100 customers that spend $10 each. And you know why? Because it generates more margins, so I can scale further in the ad account. It has less headaches, less returns, less problems, less customer support, less logistics, and I really focus on the premium experience. And this is going to be a common theme if you want to start your common store, if you want to start your dropshipping store or your e-commerce store. And that's really, really important, is to generate a premium experience. And what is the issue if you don't? Well, when the viewer can tell you apart from the competition, this is going to create two massive problems. One of them is people know that your product is a commodity. They know they can find it everywhere and anywhere, and they know they can certainly find cheaper options. So they either buy from a more convenient seller, so somewhat of a physical store that's close to their house, close to where they live, or they can go to Amazon and just find a more affordable seller, which is what most customers do nowadays anyway. Now, the other issue when the viewers can tell you apart from the competition is that you can really charge high prices, so you won't make any money, and your margins will be so little that you won't even be able to scale in ad spend. So what I do, and what I decided to do on this store, for example, is I don't want to be perceived as a commodity, but the only option they have to sell. Because this not only ensures that I differentiate myself from the competition, but I also make sure that when the customer watches my ad, they know that they can only purchase from me. So they won't leave the ads and like go on Google and search other places, because I convince them that I am the only solution, because in fact I am the only solution. I set up my store in order to be that way, and my offers to be that way as well. So that's why I don't compete on price, but on unique value. That's why my store is the only one that can solve their issues. Now, I don't want to be a nice to have, but I want to be a must have. And this just reiterates, when the customer watches my ad, they will purchase from you. That's why I can maintain a 3.7 conversion rate in over 46k views. And this is just like in 2 weeks, I think. So that's not even long term. Now, when you do find your winning offer and your winning avatar, what you're going to do is, in terms of scaling, I've already talked about the hook, so now I want to focus a little more on the body. And the body is really important for you to break down their obstacles and reinforce their benefits. And this goes back, it's always about the same, because this goes back to making sure that the customer trusts you, that they know you're the only option available, and that they choose you to solve their issues. So if you want to scale to 50k days, just like how I did, your ad must have mass market appeal. And it all comes down to these 4 core issues and things that us humans need and chase for, which is reproduction, like attractiveness, either with the opposite gender or people of your own gender, social comparison, like status, financial status, social belonging, so everyone wants to be accepted, and safety and security. People don't want pain, they want to be healthy, and at the bottom of it, they want food and want survival. But just these 4 pillars aren't enough. They're pretty broad, and the other issues that people have already been deceived online. They've made purchases and they know that some stores can't be trusted. So their reluctance is at all times high and their trust is at an all-time low. So what you need to do is you need to go deeper into the convincing part, really make sure that they will purchase from you, and you can do that through multiple options. And some of them that I mentioned here are social proof. You can be an authority in your field. You need to make sure that there's a guarantee that they will start here and that they will turn that way, which is what they want to, which is their desire. You really want to make sure that you have a guarantee in terms of temporal or time based, like a 1 month guarantee or return back. I'll give you your money back, try before you buy. And you can also use tactics like scarcity, urgency, and exclusivity. Now, these are some of the tactics I use to make sure that my brands scale to 50k days and that I have 30% margins. So if you want to know a bit more about that, you can shoot me a message on Instagram. I'll respond to whatever you need to. And I can also share this Miro board if you'd like, and my personal tactics to scaling and keep scaling with other stores.